So starting right on time, good afternoon all. My name is Luis Barbosa from Webira. Webira is a cloud partner from Google and AWS based on DC. I'm based in São Paulo, Brazil. I handle most of Latin America and America customers, East Coast at least. Today, focus on the theme that is a support for this quarantine period. We're going to talk about collaboration solution. In case of Google, the main suite, the main package to handle that is G Suite. And it's going to give basically an overview how to work with G Suite, especially if your company is not very used to work remotely, work from home, or work from different places, and how we can do it with this kind of support in order to be very efficient and to keep on track with what everybody is doing and working mainly in collaboration. This kind of tool, named as collaboration, it's very suited. It's a name that makes a lot of sense because the main purpose here is to everybody can collaborate and handle the challenge that every company has, especially now that we had to move forcibly somehow to the digital world, to a digital presence, and to work remotely. I hope at this point everybody's okay during this period, staying safe, staying sound, and being able to focus on your day-to-day activities. Let's do this. So first of all, we are using here Zoom as a tool, mainly because it's at this point more well known than many other tools. In fact, Zoom probably is not a very good option as it's recognized by themselves that they have some security issues. One of the tools that we're going to present here, for instance, Google Hangouts Meets, would be very suitable to handle these situations. We'll be able to record and broadcast the sessions. We're actually going to do that also here in parallel with Zoom, and then have this content available to you guys on a recorded format, right? I can talk a little bit further, but Google and other cloud vendors are offering some facilities or some support during this period. For instance, Google is upgrading freely from the basic licensing up to the enterprise license, all the features of the enterprise licensing for free for the next 3 months. The 3 license model that they have is basic, which basic is not a very good name, as the basic license has a pretty much complete set of solutions. The difference is specific features or capabilities that are not allowed. For instance, the second level of a license is called business. For me, the main feature that's available in business is the storage quota for Google Drive on business is unlimited. In comparison, on the base solution is limited to, depending on the region, on average for 10 gigabytes for each customer. And that the price, for me, the 2 main features that are available is actually related to Hangouts Meets, which is the features of recording and broadcasting. So regardless of recording and broadcast, even the basic license, you can connect with your customers, with your team, with your partners. It's a pretty complete solution, right? So let's start with something very simple. I have here the email solution, something equivalent to Gmail. The email solution, it's not very different from what you used to in terms of email. It's pretty much the same that you have with Gmail, but Gmail or G Suite email, in comparison to different or old-fashioned email solution, is that on old-fashioned email solution, you are focused on organizing folders and things like that. In G Suite or Gmail, it doesn't make sense at all. The mission statement for Google is to organize all the information in the world. They do that by searching, by having a strong search engine. This kind of search engine or this kind of technology is embedded, of course, in Gmail or G Suite email. If you want to find something, simply don't have to organize previously. You simply search for it, no problem. So let me give you an interesting example so I can connect with the calendar and with the Hangouts. And I have here in the session Lais that's supporting me or will help us on this presentation. I'm going to send an invite to the webinar. At 2 p.m. Eastern. And an interesting, it wasn't the case here, but one strong pillar that G Suite or any Google solution has is the heavy use of artificial intelligence. So it would be very useful to type here, and he could mention me how to complete or suggest of sentence that I should be writing, and I can simply confirm, and he'll type it for me. It's very interesting. Regardless, I'm sending this email to Lais, and from here, I'm gonna create an invite directly on the calendar. So I have this option here, more, create an event. So on the event, I'll have already as the subject of the event, the same subject from the email. It's already set Google Meet, Hangouts Meet link to it. It's already inviting Lais because she was copied on the email. And on the Meet, on the Hangouts here, it's already upgraded freely up to the enterprise license, which allows up to 250 participants. I could do live streaming, which won't be the case here. I simply gonna use the recording feature. I guess I have everything set here. I'm sending the invite to Lais and some others. I have the invitation here. And from here, I'm gonna start the Hangouts meets. So Lais, if you could join us on the Hangouts. So I'm here on the Hangouts. From here, I can record. I'm going to record it also in parallel. Yep. Oh, so she presented a message allowing or requirement the acknowledge from the participant if they want to join the session, or they authorize the recording of the session. So here I have a basic chat solution. Hi, Lais. And from here can present, and the layout change a little bit. The layout is actually quite similar to other solutions such as Zoom. I could have many participants in a single screen here. It's a quite recent feature that Google released. Even from the email, I can start a new Hangout session, a Meet session here. Lais replied me here. Oh, here it is. And from here, I can also share my screen. I'm sharing my screen. So I actually didn't prepare the presentation by itself. I'm gonna do it on the fly with you guys here. So I'm gonna move to the Drive, Drive tool, or Drive tool, let's say, which is a central piece in terms of collaboration. One first pillar is that everything have to be on the cloud. It should be on the cloud. You don't have to worry of have your file corrupted within your machine or lost or anyhow, or if you go in travel and lost your equipment or whatever, you can simply access to your mobile phone because everything is in the cloud. It's one pillar. The second one is artificial intelligence that I mentioned. Every solution, for instance, here I have the priority. So the main documents that I've been working or that I normally work on Mondays, he presents it here for me. And the third pillar, which is very strong, it's related to this name, collaboration, is the idea that people can work together at the same environment. So in terms of Google Drive, if I'm using a second tier license, which is business or enterprise, as I mentioned, we have unlimited access. So here, or unlimited storage space. Here I'm using 5.5 gigabytes of unlimited. It simply doesn't show. If I were in the base solution, it would show something like 1.5 gigabytes of 1,000 or 10 gigabytes or whatever. As you don't have storage limit, and even the basic, every storage is limited to each user. Each user could create separate folders, separate areas for projects, for teams, and share with everybody. But anyhow, this consumption would be accountable, occurred within that person in particular. As we don't, on the second tiers and third tiers, we simply don't have this quota, we can have drives or folders that doesn't belong to a particular person, belongs to the organization. So that's the idea of shared drives, in which I can create a new drive for a team, for a project. Let's create a drive here to this project, work from home workshop. So I'm gonna add Lais here, manage members. I'm gonna add Lais as a member. And then I can create any type of document within that folder it's shared between the team, between me and Lais. That's the team here. The three main elements that you have, it's documents, spreadsheets, and slides, right? As I didn't prepare the actual slide for this presentation, let me do a simple one on the fly here, mentioning the topics that I want to cover today. The main topics that I want to cover today are those. I want to talk about Hangouts, Docs, Slides, Sheets, Drive, and Google Sites. So the title here for me is work from home. Right? As I mentioned, the main thing here is to share. So I can able to collaborate, I can add Lais here. So she could collaborate with this presentation. The artificial intelligence could also be present in terms of layout or style. He could suggest here some layouts that I could use. I like this one. Oh, it's not that good. Anyhow, you can try different others. Maybe that one. Yeah, sounds good. Besides slides, I could create a new document. Document's very useful. This kind of solution suite is also available to education. Different educational institutions are using this kind of solution to provide education, provide classes. So the teacher can work collaboratively with the student, can have a single document so they can share and exchange ideas. Let me present this and share this document again with Lais. So again, the central piece here is so that people can work together simultaneously in the same document. Oh, that. So I could put a note here. So once Lais is available or she's connected, I could mention here, oh, hey Lais, please review this doc. As soon as she gets connected, she can work on that simultaneously with me, or if she can connect afterwards, she can update that, no problem at all. She probably is connecting right now, so you can see how it works with two main persons working together. I could also simply get this link here and share with her. Oh, here she is. But anyhow, I could share this link with her or with anybody, so I could access. From here, even you can chat. And you can see Lais here editing also the document in parallel with me. So she finished editing it. I guess it's fine. All right. Lastly, let me show also in terms of a spreadsheet. I could create a spreadsheet from the scratch. Instead of doing that, I'm going to use existing document for the competitor. You probably know who I'm talking about. So I'm going to upload this previously sent spreadsheet with the extension XLSX. Once I upload that document, he'll be able, even being a document from the competitor, he'll be able to work directly on the file on compatibility mode. As you can see, the logo here is a little different than X here. So I can simply click here and say open as Google Sheets. He won't do any conversion, simply work directly in the original file format and operate everything that you need. Very specific features that is not supported, I'm going to show. But in general, most of the main features available on this kind of spreadsheet, it's available. And the same happens also with presentation and docs. I simply chose to show it on a spreadsheet, but the same idea can happen with any kind of document. So he says, oh, some features cannot be displayed in Google Sheet, no problem. And he has this tag here, XLSX, that show that's using compatibility mode, no problem. If I can wanna work here, I can work directly, no problem at all. If I prefer, I can convert or save as Google Sheets. So I'm gonna convert to a native format, which have all the feature available on Google Sheets, which is pretty much the main feature that you can have in the most powerful spreadsheets tools that you have on the market, like pivot tables, graphs, a bunch of functions, sum and some others. So for instance, pivot table that I mentioned, let me remove this first line here. And have the data from different states with average revenue and so on. I'm gonna here insert a pivot table. So I have to, it's a quite large file. I guess I have hundreds of thousands of records. Anyhow, it's quite fast. I confirm that I'm creating a new pivot table in a separate tab. Create a separate tab here. In terms of rows, I'm going to use states, or it's coded as UF here on this table. So the row is going to be UF, and the values is going to be the revenue, in particular the average revenue. Here it is, I guess. I guess you have it right. For each state, you have a average revenue. If you want to show, for instance, a graph, you can select this data and insert a chart or a graph. He won't ask me about anything. He assumed, or the artificial intelligence infers, I guess infers the right word here, what kind of formation that I want to present. I want to show a trend line, so he presented me with a line chart. But anyhow, if I want to change that for a column chart or bar chart, it's totally available. But all the time, the artificial intelligence try to infer and to offer the best usual option for me. Of course, I can change it if it's not something that I want to do exactly as it suggested, right? So I guess that's it in terms of the three main documents that's very useful here. We can have many, many others. For instance, here we could have forms to create surveys to your customers, to your team, different kind of forms. We could even programming environment, have this Google Collaboratory in which you can program with Python language, R language, and so on, which would be very useful, for instance, to process a larger file, such as that one that I opened as a spreadsheet. Probably spreadsheet would be the best way to work with 100,000 of records. Probably a programming language like Python be more suitable. And lastly, for this presentation, I want to show Google Sites, which can be very interesting, as right now, especially during quarantine, some company, even a small business, move very quickly to the digital world. In some cases, they simply don't have any digital presence. Even a small site they don't have, they can create a new one from the scratch very quickly, very easy, without any previous knowledge in terms of web design or website program, HTML language or whatever. Let's do this and create our own site for work from home. Let's put a title here, work from home. I can change the background. Let me choose a picture here. I don't know. This one looks nice, I guess. I could, for instance, the artificial intelligence is working here. It is adjusting the bright and other features for the image to be perfect within that resolution. So for instance, this document here that we did, I could export it as PDF. So I'm downloading it as a PDF. And then I'm gonna upload it on our drive. Oh, I guess I showed that. Once I converted the spreadsheet, he created a second instance. That's a native spreadsheet. You can see a different logo here. That's a cross, and the original one is an X. Anyhow, I'm uploading the PDF that we created, and let's assume that PDF could be a proposal for customer, whatever. I could have it available online here. Oh, let's do something else before. I could have, for instance, here a description, some topics. What are my topics? Here are my topics. I could have those topics here. Let me put some image. I guess I have a quite good image here. I don't know. This one looks nice. It's an old video game. Guess it's fine. I could have that document. I could simply move here a Google Drive. Are you gonna access the shared drive that I'm working? That was work from home workshop. Then I wanna show that PDF. So I have the PDF here. Even the slides, I could have that also here, right? I could have shared drive, work from home, workshop, and I can have a direct access to those slides. Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, that's it. So, a couple clicks, no idea how to program in HTML or any web design training previously that I had. I pretty much have a good content here that I wanna publish. So I simply hit publish here. Even if I don't have a domain, you're gonna use a standard domain here. Let's accept that. I can say that's a public website. So it would be available to anybody on the web. Let's do this and publish. It's publishing. I'm gonna take a couple seconds. It's quite fast. I guess we have it. Here it is. So that's our website for the image, the topics that I put, the document. I could even assume that that's the customer accessing your website. You have that, let's say that's a restaurant, you have the menu. The customer could see the menu, could download it. It sounds great. Even the slides that we did, it's totally available here. Let's assume that's a class that you provide or a training session that provided. All that material could be available online. Right, guys? So in summary, of course, here the idea here was not to have a complete training on all features or all solutions for G Suite. It's basically to give an overview, especially during this period. So somehow it could support you from moving from the digital world to the online world and be able to collaborate more easily, more seamlessly with your customers, with your team, with your partners. And again, I didn't cover all the features. The main feature that you talked here was the documents, the slides, the spreadsheets, the Hangout solution, again, which probably is a main piece during this period. And lastly, we as Google partners are providing or extending the offer that they are doing. They are enabling a free upgrade from basic license up to enterprise. Again, the basic license is pretty complete. You have all the products. The main difference, it's not so big between the initial license, the basic one, to the second tier, which is business. For me, the main feature is the capacity of the storage, which became unlimited. You have unlimited storage space in Google Drive. And for enterprise, the main features, at least for me, is related with Hangouts, so Hangouts Meets, in which you can record and broadcast the session. Regardless of these two features, Hangouts in general, Meets in general, works very good in terms of communication and conference with the team, with partners and customers, right? So even here, I can stop my recording. And I guess that's the main points that I had here today, guys. If you have any doubts, please can mention here on the chat. Of course, you can get back to me afterwards. I'm gonna leave my contact information right here, right? So if you have any doubts, please let me know, let us know. Let us help you guys to move from this difficult time. Meanwhile, I hope everybody is staying safe, stay sound, taking care of everybody. For sure, after this period, gonna be much better solution.